sitting outside here on a beautiful day at Tagge Manor, and I got out of the reading room a little bit to enjoy it. Amongst piles of books I've read, am reading, going to read, but one keeps on winking at me, saying, "Hey, you want to read me? You want to read me again?" And that's my children copy of How to Fix Your Ornithopter, also known as Dune, my first edition book club that I enjoy so much. And the reason why, of course, it's doing that is the film's coming out soon, much delayed, and I have optimistic concerns, if that's a proper way of saying it, that the movie will not be too terribly woke. We'll find out when it comes out. And I wanted to talk about respectful disagreement. You're probably wondering why I am talking about Dune. Probably one of the classic science fiction novels ever written. And it has to do with this. When I was going around a major market, found this sitting on the shelf. The Dune graphic novel. At first, when I started going through it and reading it briefly, I thought, hey, it's going to be the comic book adaptation of the film, because I came across a picture of the Baron Harkonnen, or Harkonnen, however you want to pronounce it, in it, and it looked like the one they have for the movie. And I snatched it up, come home, read it a few times, realized it's not the adaptation of the film. Enjoyed it quite thoroughly. Was written, or adapted, I should say, by the current gatekeepers of Dune, Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. So, what's to respectfully disagree with? Well, if you have not, there's a gentleman on the YouTube here. His name is Quinn's Ideas, formerly known as Ideas of Ice and Fire. Obviously, by the name, you can tell that he likes Game of Thrones. He also does Lovecraft Foundation, and also Dune. And a while back, he himself did kind of a little review of this book. And as he enjoyed it, his major dislike of it, if that's even probably too strong a word, was that he didn't like the art style as much, because it was kind of that blocky style. Didn't seem to really convey a lot of excitement how it was. And I came to the conclusion, yes, I can understand that, because we're of two old schools. I grew up with comic books in the 70s and the 80s, while he grew up obviously in the 90s, 2000s, where things were splashier, comes right out at you, and that's how exactly he was saying. He wanted something that was that style of a comic book. And this actually brought me back to remembering one of the all-time classics of comic books, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, where again, the artwork, very similar style, which I enjoyed completely. So what is this about respectful disagreement? A lot of time out there amongst the fan bases and such, there's a lot of disagreement. People going after each other, and pretty nasty. And they're forgetting one thing: we're all in this together. Not to use that tried phrase that they've been using for the coof, but we are, when it comes around to trying to keep fandom alive, trying to keep our fantasy, science fiction, comics, games, all that alive. We're fighting this together, and we don't have time to be mean and nasty. We have to realize that each person does have their different tastes, their different enjoyments. I respectfully disagreed with Doomcock, and he respectfully disagreed back with me. And that meant more than anything than saying, hey, I agree with you. And the reason why is because we come to the conclusion that we are individuals. You're not being a sycophant following around going, whatever you say, master, whatever you say, master. I respectfully disagree with many others out there. And hopefully they respectfully disagree with me if I shoot my big mouth off. So I'm going to have the link down below, so look down there. I have it for Quinn's Ideas. I recommend that you go to his site. He's excellent. He's wonderful. He's got a great set of pipes. His voice is mesmerizing. If you're too tired, he can even put you to sleep, and that is a compliment, because it just relaxes you so much, and he knows his stuff. And more importantly, let's remember, we're all in this together. Let's enjoy, and let's remember what we're fighting for. keeping our enjoyment alive and not having the woke destroying it.